Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M40 M43. It's the Tier 8 American SPG. It's located on the westbourne of Outpost, and it's under the command of talon1958 of OLIMP. And yes, that's the big 8-inch howitzer that he's armed with. Well, earlier today we did a replay for Angelina 75, so you know Talon and Angelina are both in contest with each other. The best replay of the week with the highest score actually ends up getting the weekend lie-in on Sunday morning. And Talon's gone to aim for the pass that leads to the castle grounds, but it looks like he's parked up in the spot where that tower is actually blocking shots on the approach path. He can see the Batchat 12 ton. In fact, he's trying to line up a shot on him. Fires the round in, and well, it looked pretty close, but he needs to move a little further over to the south in order to get better shots on that area. There are a number of enemy tanks trying to get into the castle grounds. You can see them, a whole bunch of them together at the same time. So from here, he should be able to lay shells right down on top of those guys. There is a Batchat 12 ton inside the castle grounds, but for the moment, we're going to focus on these ones. Okay, and we've got a Samur SM and an AAT-60. Rounds out the AAT-60 first. Oh, he's so lucky. That shell went right over the top, but it did stun him, and he took some damage just after that, so we've got some stun assist, even though we didn't get a direct hit. Okay, he's looking for his next shot, even though he has moved, changed position. Now, the standard reload for this Arty is 44.1 seconds, but he's got a reload of 36.13, so he's knocked it off by 8 seconds in terms of having a good crew and a rammer. Over to the south, it looks like or to the north, I should say, the enemy has got a buy on the town because that 56 TP is the only tank emerging out of the town, and we've got a couple of tanks to block the path, but it looks pretty bad actually, to be honest, because that 56 TP could provide an impetus for the enemy to put more tanks through the north. Well, he's backing off now that he's found that he's facing a Panther 2 and an Luther. In fact, our M41's going over there. In fact, now more enemy tanks are turning up in the north, including an Indian Panzer and an AAT-60. The AAT-60 is a new tank which I don't know anything about actually, because I haven't received any data on it whatsoever. I'll have to look it up as soon as I can, find out what it's all about. I must admit, it looks very similar to the white tanks with the way their turrets. I'm wondering whose tank it is, but you can see these enemy tanks here. He's rounds out, direct hit right into the side of the TS5. Good shot. Managed to get 302 hit points. You can see he's moving further south, but he doesn't want to move too far south because otherwise that might restrict his ability to hit some of the tanks in the north. He certainly can't hit the Batchat 12 ton now, but he can still hit these guys. Yes, he can't hit the AAT-60 there. It's going to be a difficult shot. And, oh, well, he still can hit the bat chat, but that tower's in the way. What's going on to the south? Well, in the south, it's difficult to see because, of course, that big rock face is in the way. That's why. Okay, so he's moving a bit further over to the west and a little bit further north. Doesn't want to get too close, though, because that 56 TP is threatening at the moment. Well, we can see in the castle grounds, the bat chat is facing off against the Udes. But he's ignoring that. He's going to go for the Shrek instead. Rounds out. Oh, he got him! He splash killed the Shrek. Meanwhile, some of our guys are redeploying to help protect the north. The Lurver's all alone at the moment. He's kind of panicking. But the SU-130 is now backing him up. And the enemy Arty is also firing on our Lurver. Okay, we're not too far away from shooting. And that 56 TP is on his last legs now. One more shot, he'll go out the game. Oh, yeah, he has gone. So we were right about that. TS5 is hiding. He doesn't want to come forward because he's got vulnerable sites. And if we look towards the castle, we can see they've got 2 tanks in there now. So our Udes has had to depart the castle. He's on the ground just below it. We can't really get a shot on the Progetto, not from the position we're in. We need to go a little further north. The problem with this map is that there are certain towers and the like which do get in the way. And so you might find it easier to shoot to the south or to the east than you do directly into the castle grounds, unless you select a position right on at the start where you've got easy access. He gets a lovely hit on that Kareen. 403 hit points is a really good score. It's 900 alpha from the 8-inch, 52mm pen, 10 meters on the burst radius, and 12.5 to 28 seconds of stun. Ooh, that ELC is asking for trouble. If he keeps backing up like that, he's going to get shot at. He went into that little area to hide and spot by proximity, but he's kind of got himself trapped there now. Okay, now we can shoot into the castle grounds. We've got a much better position from here. We've got a partially obscured reticule. He fires the round in, and he does get a critical hit on the Batchat 12-ton, but not enough to actually get any damage. So he's changing the angle again. You can just about see the gap that we're firing into. There's a lot of enemy trying to approach this direction, but he's repositioned himself so he can get shots not only on them but also to the east. And there's that Kari again. He's almost loaded. There's an AAT-60 down there as well, but we can't see him at the moment. And it's a difficult shot on the Borsig, but it would be worth it because that thing's got no armor, and if you hit it, you're more than likely going to get a penetrating shot. Rounds out. But it actually hit the wall on the other side of the road that he was in, but he still took 88 hit points of splash. The Batchat 12 tons hiding inside the castle grounds. That Borsig is facing off against our teammates who are just outside the castle grounds. And there he is again. It's a very difficult shot. You're not giving much to shoot at. So you can try again. Rounds out. That was better. 137. It was much closer, but it hit the wall next door to the Borsig, not the Borsig itself. The enemy is pushing us all into one corner. And it looks like it's a Star Trek tank. Maybe that's what the AAT-60 is all about. The new Star Trek collaboration with Wargaming. Totally inappropriate, not historically correct at all. But who cares if Wargaming makes money out of it? I'm sure they're actually paying Star Trek rather than the other way around. Okay, Progetto lining up the shot, rounds out. Direct hit, good shot. 335 from that one. I would have expected more damage because the Progetto is very thinly armored, I should say. It doesn't have much in the way of armor, which makes it very vulnerable. Talon searching around for his next target. He's gone back to the Progetto. He knows he can potentially take this guy out with one shot. And there's that Star Trek tank again. And there's the ELC. He's finally come out of that little hole. He fires the round in there. Oh, hits the reg line. It wasn't fully dialed in. Well, there's 6 left on either side. Both sides have still got their Arty. He's trying to reposition himself so he can support either side if he needs to. Now, can he actually hit the castle grounds? No, not looking at that direction at the moment. Now, he's looking where the Progetto was, but he can't see it there. And there's the ELC. He's moving up on our guys. He's trying to spot for them. No, that's where the Lurther is. And the Lurther is vulnerable. He's a one-shot. And so is that AAT-50. Or 60, rather. And that's what I think the ELC is trying to do. He's trying to get a good shot on either of them. And in fact, here comes the enemy. And, oh, that AAT-60 went down very quickly. And, of course, Talon managed to get 109 hit points from a snapshot. Okay, so we've got that ELC to the north. Now, if he does kill the AAT-60 on our team, the Lurther has gone. But if he does, then that guy's going to be rushing around here to try and kill us. The enemy, well, they've got 1 tank more than us now. You know that that ELC has got 3 shots. I'm not sure if he did fire. Oh, he has fired one there and he missed. So he might be on a reload. And he is taken out. But the enemy Arty just tried to get the AAT-60. But it does kind of indicate that the enemy is weak in that area. Their force is all down in the south now. And from this position here, we can shoot to the south. Okay, we can't see the Progetto or the Kari. Our ELC is full health, but our SU-130PM is fairly weak. But both teams have got about the same number of hit points. The enemy RT in this game is an SU-14 too. Nobody's seen him yet. Of course, the sensible thing is for Talon to be focusing on the enemy tanks rather than try to do counter battery. We need all the input we can get on those enemy tanks the moment they've been spotted. And that Progetto's being very elusive. Well, he's having a quick look for the enemy RT now. No tracer in sight. But it is a long flight time for the shell. It's 3.7 seconds. He's having a quick look round, see if there's any tracer. Anything that will give a clue as to where he is. No trees down or anything. So whoever they are, they're being careful not to give a trace away of where they are. And we just heard noise of a tank. Now, was it one of ours or was it one of theirs? Well, one of theirs has suddenly appeared. It's the Kari, and the ELC pulled back because he did take some damage. Talon's going to relocate. We've had the 2-minute warning, by the way. The good thing is the ELC is getting supported by the SU-130PM. Those buildings are going to be in the way to us. But if we do get spotted, we'll almost certainly get attacked by that Kari. But from the position we're in now, we could supply support to the SU-130 if that guy comes around the corner. And it could be just at the moment that the Kari doesn't want it. Our ELC is making a quick move over to the east side of the map. And in fact, the Kari suddenly popped. Oh, it's the Progetto. Oh, well, he went down very quickly to the ELC. And the AAT-60 on our team is making a quick dash over to the east side to kill the Arty. The last enemy is the Kari. And Talon, I think, has decided enough's enough. He's going to go in and try and support this SU-130 PM. He can shotgun that Kari if he needs to. If the Kari opens fire on the SU-130 PM. Okay, now the Kari is vulnerable. He is vulnerable. The ELC's going in. And the Kari's coming this way. He's going to meet an Arty coming the other way. And it's shotgun time! Oh! Well, he rammed him. He rammed him. He's got an Arty after him. An ELC in front of him. And that's the end of the game for him. And they killed the Arty. So that's it. And the ELC loved that. Well, you don't often see an ending like that in a game, but I wish we did see them more often, because Arty can go Rambo on the enemy sometimes and take them by surprise by coming up behind them and shooting them in the ass with a big gun to finish the game off. Unfortunately, Talon's shot missed, but he did go in for the ram afterwards, which is the second best alternative. And you can sometimes get the end of an enemy tank. In fact, I seem to recall with an M44, I rammed the rear of an enemy heavy tank and took him out of the game that way, even though my shell had missed. That was a second-class tanker for talon1958 of OLIMP in the M40 M43. He got a bruise medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 11 in this game, and he got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 2,190, which is very good. Let's have a look at team score. He didn't get the highest damage. No, that went to the Progetto 46 on the enemy team. He got a high caliber and 3,991 hit points. Second highest damage went to the XM66F, who got 3,549. And the third highest damage went to the AAT-60 on the enemy team with 3,071. Talon got 1,835 hit points. It would have been higher if that shot had connected, but unfortunately it didn't. But he did get the Confederate as well, which means that he benefited from getting only 1 kill, and that's all he did get. The SU-14 too also only got a Confederate as well, so at least he benefited in some small way. When it came to kills, the top scorer was that Kari. 5 kills to him, so he was a good player. It's just at the end, he got outsmarted by an Arty and a light tank. And it was so funny to see that the ELC loved what Talon did by coming around and giving him support. He actually distracted the Kari just at the moment he didn't want to be distracted. And the Kari suddenly realized he'd got somebody up his rear and somebody in front of him. One of them was going to get him. He was being spit roast, I think is the best definition of what was going to happen to him. One way or the other, he was well and truly, yes, the word starting with the S and ending with a D. Yes, he was, I can't say it without it being naughty. Oh, I'll go ahead and say it anyway. He was screwed. Anyway, the second highest number of kills was the XM66F. 3 kills to him. AAT got 3. So did the ELC. And on the enemy team, their AAT-60 also got 3 kills. And 2 kills went to the AAT-60 on our own team and the AAT-60 on the enemy team. Talon only got the 1 kill, but what the hell, he did actually get a kill in the game. And when it came to base XP, he's third, because the top scorer was the XM66F with 1,094, the only player to get over 1,000 base. 889 went to the AAT-60. And 825 went to Talon. And, well, the next highest after the AAT-60 on our own team was that Progetto. So he did very well, even though he was on the losing team. Talon fired 13 rounds in that game. Yes, he was desperate to get that last one to connect. Unfortunately, at the last moment, he just couldn't get it to. I would auto-aim onto the target, actually. That's the trick that normally tends to work. When you're going after a target like that, you just sneakily get the auto-aim on And then when you do line it up, you just bang and it just goes straight in and you get it. It's just the ground on there was very unfortunate. You got the shell, the barrel lifted just at the moment when you wanted to fire. 4 direct hits on the enemy, none of them penetrated, but he did get 11 splash. Damage of 1,835, of which 1,799 were at more than 300 meters. The difference was the RAM on the Kari. 8 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and he got 1,179 hit points of stun assist off 10 stuns. On a premium count, he actually made 57,415 credits profit. He also got a 50,000 mission completion bonus, and he got 2,475 experience points. Yes, he says he missed the shotgun, but he got a RAM anyway. So yes, at least he got some benefit out of it, but he got the comedy act out of it. It's just so funny when you just stroll up behind somebody in a very big Arty and you blow a hole in their rear. They just don't expect Arty to go that so aggressive, but it really is quite funny as well. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. It means that Talon's in the lead because Angeline only had a 3rd class and now Talon's got a 2nd class. Angelina's was a 3rd class bruiser and 2 medals. Talon's now got a 2nd class, a bruiser and 1 medal. So Angelina has to get better than this, either a 2nd class bruiser and 2 medals, or she has to get a 1st class bruiser. Well, 1st class alone would be enough to beat Talon's score, and I would not put that past her. If Angelina goes off and she picks a complete different Arty, maybe one of the lower tier ones, something like tier 6, maybe something like the SU8 or the M44, she might come back with an ace tanker, and that would get her the weekend lion straight away. But I'm not going to give things away because, of course, there's still a couple of days to go, and Angelina could still come back with a winner, but so could Talon. I hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please give this a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.